Hey, you guys, what's up? It's Kevin again out here in Portland, Oregon. Kevin Schmidt, physical therapist, out here with Pedal PT. Boy, want to just get on here. Couple minutes, let's talk a little bit about saddle pain, sitting bone pain, groin pain, you name it. Sometimes it's not actually the saddle itself. Sometimes it is, but a lot of times when we tend to find people that have had a comfortable saddle and all of a sudden the saddle starts hurting again, there's a couple things that you can kind of look for as well. First of which, if you have the perfect saddle, the best saddle that fits you, that fits your sitting bone width, you can still get pain from that. The two factors end up being if your saddle is too high. So if you're too high, you'll be pedaling at the bottom of the pedal stroke. You're going to kind of saw on that saddle back and forth. Your hips are going to kind of rock back and forth like that. All that back and forth motion creates friction, which of course can cause saddle pain, tingling and numbness, all sorts of undercarriage discomfort, tingling and numbness, you name it. So that's one thing to check for, is make sure your saddle's not too high. Number two, this one's just a little bit more subtle, but you'll want to look at the saddle tilt itself. If this is the saddle, we don't necessarily want it completely level. Sometimes we want it a little bit nose up, a little bit nose down, etc. The common time when we tend to see saddle issues occurring often is when the saddle is actually a little bit nose down. When the saddle is nose down, that kind of makes our body start to lean forward or start to slide forward. And as that saddle tapers down towards the nose, it gets skinnier. So if we're sliding forward on that saddle, our sitting bones then slide forward to the more narrow part of the saddle. And that can also cause pain and pressure. So commonly when we tend to see folks with saddle issues, groin pain, things of that nature, a lot of times what we're looking for is oftentimes we're actually raising up the saddle, nose up, or getting the saddle level to slightly nose up to allow the body to stay upright and not slide forward. But also just making sure the saddle's not too high. So those would be the two things to check. Oftentimes it's hard to look at for yourself. But if you tend to feel that if you're pedaling, and all of a sudden you're sliding forward, you're constantly kind of jumping backwards to move your butt back in the saddle, it's probably a sign that you're probably sliding forward on that saddle. And that could be the result or the cause ultimately of your saddle pain. So two things just to look at. I know there's so many things out there about finding the perfect saddle, but even if you had the perfect saddle, those two factors will still lead to pain when you're riding the bike. So check those out. If you have questions, please drop them below. I'm here to help you guys out. And otherwise, happy riding out there. We'll see you next time. Peace.